What's up, guys? Danny here from the Last Tsubaraya, and it's Friday morning, so you know what that means. We are covering Creepshow.
Hi.
Hey, Charlotte and I are going to be live at New York Comic-Con tomorrow on Saturday. We're going to the AEW wrestling panel, which is going to be super fun, and then we're going to try to find some cool, spooky stuff to do.
I want to go through that check.
Yeah, yesterday, live on our channel, my wife Athena and I went through the Chucky ice cream truck experience. Super fun.
What's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're still gonna get scared though.
I will.
Yeah. All right, go eat your breakfast so I can talk about Creepshow. So, yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff coming up from you live from Comic-Con tomorrow, and then it's back into October. Up on Pete's. On our sister channel, the Anchor Pete channel, Pete and his wife Sherry have a review of John Carpenter's original Halloween from 1978. Charlotte and I are going to be doing a review of Halloween 2 from 1981. We just watched that the other night. And then we have a very special guest coming on our channel next week. Once again, the return of David Weiner, the director of the In Search of Darkness documentaries that are up on Shudder. He has a part 3 coming up, plus he has an In Search of Tomorrow about 80s science fiction, and he's going to talk to us about the 1980s Halloween movies from parts 3, 4, and 5. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, let's get to Creepshow. Creepshow is on Shudder, and episode 3 begins with a segment called The Last Tsubaraya. And Tsubaraya is this famous Japanese artist who drew these really evil-looking, monstrous, demonic paintings. And this kind of... I think he said he was a Best Buy employee. Finds out he's the last living relative of this Tsubaraya, and he inherits this potentially multi-million-dollar painting that is in a crate. Again, Creepshow and crates, they love crates. Before he can open it, before we can see what the painting is, a man named Wade, played by Brandon Quinn, pops in, and Wade, played by Brandon Quinn, I'll get it, Wade wants to buy the painting sight unseen, and he offers him $20 million. He says, I'm a collector, give me the painting. You're not going to get as much from these museums and art dealers. And hey, he's a Best Buy employee, so the kid takes the offer, and that's it. I thought this episode was going to be about him. We don't see him anymore. This episode is about Wade and his desire to see this unseen piece of art. And he takes it back. He has this big party with all of these wealthy people, and he unveils the artwork, but only to himself. And he takes it in, he looks at it, and before he turns the artwork around to show the crowd, he burns it to ash. And I thought this was a really clever, really cool little take, because everybody freaks out. And, one of the women who was trying to originally procure the art for a museum is like incensed. She's disgusted. And she says, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And he has this great line where he says, now the Tsubaraya, this piece of art, it exists in the most exclusive gallery of them all, my mind. And he paid $20 million so that he could be the only person to have ever seen this painting. It turns out, in a very clever script written by Paul Dini and Stephen Langford, directed by Jeffrey F. January, that sounds like a pseudonym, but Jeffrey F. January, that the painting itself was actually a curse. And Tsubaraya, the artist, was imprisoned in the demon in the painting. And so Wade starts to see visions of this demon from the painting all over his apartment, in bed, all throughout his house. There's this great scene where the camera pulls out and the demon is like on the wall, Toni Collette style, from Hereditary right above his head. Really enjoyed that. And finally, he grabs like a spike or something, and he stabs this demon and kills the demon. And the demon becomes Tsubaraya, who says, "Thank you for freeing me, and now the curse is yours." And as Wade starts to become the demon, he just decides to say screw it, and he impales himself on the same spike and ends up dying. And it's a very Creepshow episode. This felt like it could have been one of the original segments from the movie. This felt like it would have fit perfectly in the Tales from the Crypt series years ago. This felt like it could have been in Tales from the Dark Side. This was a perfect anthology episode for me. I really enjoyed this. The second segment was called Okay, I'll Bite, and it was written and directed by John Harrison based on his own short story. And basically what you have here is, if you remember the original Creepshow movie, they're creeping on you, the segment with the cockroaches, and the way that made you feel, where even if you didn't find it scary, you were like, oh, cockroaches. Well, that's this with spiders. I'm not a big spider fan, so this was a little creepy. It's about an inmate at a jail named Elmer Strick, played by Nick Massot, I'm going to go with as his last name pronunciation. I apologize if that's not it. He's a very timid, he's a former doctor or scientist, and he's in jail effectively for kind of, using euthanasia to make his sick patients, to take their pain away. And he's effectively working for corrupt prison guard, corrupt people inside to help them make drugs. And he's using spiders in his prison cell. They allow him to have like a spider collection, including what we don't see until the very end, this gigantic spider that lives in his walls. And yeah, if you don't like spiders, this is going to be a tough watch for you. It eventually devolves into, him being tortured and beaten up by some inmates and by this corrupt prison guard. He offers himself up to the giant spider in the wall, and basically that spider and him become this kind of blob spider monster with, I didn't love this segment, but I'm not going to deny that it didn't give me the willies and the creeps, because like I said, I don't like spiders. I don't like looking at spiders, and this is a spider heavy segment. So if you don't love spiders, this one is gonna get under your skin, right? Oh boy. So yeah, episode 3 of Creepshow, I thought had a very strong segment 1, a good segment 2, one that, again, pardon the pun, makes your skin crawl because of the whole spider aspect. Didn't think it was as strong a total episode as episode 2 was. I thought that was the best one so far this season. But these episodes, they're less than an hour. This was the longest episode of the season at a whopping 53 minutes for both segments. So these episodes fly by. They're real. I went to Comic-Con yesterday, came home, was really tired, and still had enough energy to make it through a fun episode of Creepshow. So go on Shudder, watch Creepshow, leave a comment, tell us what you think about it. I'll be back next Thursday with episode 4 of Creepshow. Tonight on Shudder, Joe Bob's Halloween Hoedown. Let's go. Joe Bob and Darcy are back for one night tonight to celebrate Halloween. Cannot wait for that. And then tomorrow, we are back at Comic-Con. Later this week, we have David Weiner to talk about the Halloween franchise. So much stuff coming up for you on the Lastercast. So we'll see you very soon, and enjoy your October.